I love how, because the episode ended, like, it ended by being like, oh, the accident 4 years ago. And I know it was probably meant to be like vague, so you'd be like, oh, what was the accident? But then, like, the episode preview showed, like, Nemu fucking comatose, and pretty much the entire, like, YouTube chat, like, fucking blew up at the sight of that. So it's, I don't know, it's just funny. It's just the way that things lined up was so funny, but just, oh my god. Oh, what a crazy twist. That Nemu has been like comatose for like, I don't, like what, 4 years? And her image is just kind of going around like and being used as if she's still alive. Like, well, she is alive, but like she's still conscious, like she's still existing outside of her current state. Like, that's so fucked up. I love it. And I'm wondering now uh because Bijogi's whole thing is like, I like he absolutely cares about her a lot, and probably does very much see himself as her father. Uh don't know yet how Reiko herself would have felt about it. Like, she'll probably explain, like, if she felt like she was a mother to Nemu or anything of the sort, or if she really didn't have kind of like any strong feelings about it, like in the next episode when she's probably going to talk about the incident more. But I'm wondering, because a prison would be weird if, like, that was just Bijogi's desire to, like, stay with Nemu and keep her safe. Because then it would be, why is it them in this specific prison? And then, especially with the reveal that the nightmare is the prison itself, and I'm gonna get to how cool that is in a second, but if the nightmare itself is a prison, then, I mean, naturally that would represent imprisonment. So I'm wondering, is it possible that this dream is actually Nemu's dream? Like, is it possible that she is actually playing an active role in her own, in her own dream? I don't know if it's possible to dream or not while in a comatose state, but considering how Nemu is kind of living inside of dreams, like, anything can kind of happen there. But I'm wondering if this is Nemu's kind of own nightmare of being, quote unquote, like, imprisoned or kept locked up by Bijogi in his ideal of family. I'm wondering if that might be the case. But I'm not exactly sure. But speaking of the prison, oh my god, the reveal that the nightmare was the prison itself. Like, I love big monsters. I love giant monsters. I love monsters who look weird, who are like kind of abstract, who are like objects. And the first of all, the prison design was like the first thing I noticed when it showed up in an establishing shot, because I was like, okay, it has eyes, which is a reoccurring motif with the nightmares. So that makes sense in a way. And then also, it was just a weird looking structure in general, but it was definitely something I took notice of. And then the reveal that it itself is like a living entity, which is the nightmare as well. It's just, oh, it was so good. And plus, this also now, because I thought I was slowly getting used to the pattern of how nightmares were appearing, like what the reoccurring design motifs would be, like how exactly would they be designed and structured and everything like that. Um and then the episode just threw a fucking building-sized nightmare at me and is like, yeah, they can look like this, by the way, which I love so much because then that just leaves open so much more possibilities in terms of like how these nightmares can be designed in the future and what exactly can be a night considered a nightmare now, because now a fucking prison itself is a nightmare instead of just a single bipedal humanoid entity. Like, that's so cool, and I'm so happy that that's the case because that's just awesome. The potential, there's so much potential now for even more weird nightmare designs. And I love it. I love that they're like not afraid to fucking go just straight up at the weird route with how these nightmares get designed. And it's so good. It's so good. I gotta love as well how the prison also just has the nightmare belt too. Like, that's just really funny. Like, it has two big eyes and then it just has the belt on despite being a fucking prison. That was just, oh, it's just awesome. But, also, I counted and, like, I double checked to make sure. There are four doors this time. Well, originally it was three doors, then it was two doors, and now it's four doors. Which is interesting, because it's like, okay, the number changed again. And that must mean something, right? Like the number of doors, because, it signifies the number of like chances left to stop the nightmare, but the number isn't consistent. So I'm wondering if that has to do with something specific in regards to maybe the nightmare itself, maybe the dreamer, maybe the scale of the nightmare. No idea, but that's something to definitely keep an eye on. Uh, I miss Zero. Like, I don't know where else I'm gonna be able to say that, but just I miss Zero. I miss my big robot man. I'm hoping that he appears soon because I miss him. Can he just reveal himself to the detectives already? Can he do that? Because I want to see them freak out, but also I just want to see Zero more. He makes me happy every time he comes on screen. But anyway, um, oh yeah, I the projection. Baku now has projection power. And that's absolutely going to be used in the next episode, and I've been excited for that one because I love you, like, I love you illusions, like cloning, things that are just weird like that. I love it, and I'm so curious how he's gonna defeat a building with his abilities. Like, how is he gonna take this thing down? I don't think he exactly has some giant, like, mech suit available like Zero One had or anything. So it's probably going to be a case of maybe destroying it from the inside, but I don't even know how that would happen. But mm, there is just so much opportunity for future scenarios, future, like, and now that we know the twist that Nemo's been fucking comatose for 4 years, it's like, oh my god. And I'm wondering if, like, being in the comatose state, did maybe she interacted with Nox in some way? Or was it a case where she was just in that lucid state long enough to develop her own powers in a way, like in terms of uh walking through dreams? Like, I think she's like vaguely aware maybe of what happened to her. Well, she's aware enough of like her outside life to kind of be like cagey about bringing up the specifics of her work relationships. But I don't know if it's a case that she knows what happened to her and is trying to ignore it, or if it's like, because it was so traumatic, she kind of, doesn't really remember it. But then that could accumulate in the potential that she's the one currently having the nightmare, or just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so happy that, because like I was excited for Nemulor because I love her and I loved like any idea, like, because I was thinking so much of all the potential that she could have, and this fucking twist of being like, yeah, she's kind of comatose and we've kind of been like keeping her alive secretly for like 4 years and making people think that she's still alive and not really telling any of them. Like, that's so fucked up. I love it. I want to hear more. I want to hear more so bad. But great episode. I need next week to be here immediately because oh my god, I just Also, mentioning one last thing before I blissfully end the video, but typically I like to watch Zetsu on the TV because TVs have that cool thing where you can watch YouTube on them and that extends to live recordings, and I think that's cool. But I typically watched Zetsu on the TV because it's just entertaining to do so, but I'm thinking that that might no longer be a possibility in the future. So I'd have to watch from my computer, and I do have my recording equipment kind of like set up at the computer. So I I guess let me know if you'd be interested in me also putting some of my live reactions as like little clips into future episode discussions. Just let me know, I guess. Let me know. I don't know. I'm testing things out. I'm doing cool experiment things. Isn't that awesome?